gonna work. so, so our job is to
Hey,
make
Ed,
it
nice
see
to
that
meet
it can
you.
work.
Your audio is not up. I can't hear you, Ed, but your studio looks amazing.
Thank you, man.
You look
Man,
like you're a radio producer or something.
long time coming, bro. Long time coming, bit by bit, too, Andrew, man. Nice
I
to meet
love
you,
it.
brother.
Well,
Nice to meet you, man.
you as well, Ed. Tell me about yourself real quick.
All right. Well, a few things about me. 20 years in the financial industry, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, estate planning, so forth, so on. Started cryptocurrency, blockchain technology, December 1st, 2020, man. And I've just never been a part of a community this with this much leadership and this much mentorship, and then just the conversion, the transition out of centralized banking into decentralized, giving us control back over the assets. Bringing back peer-to-peer transactions, man. It's just this crypto space, man. Web3 space, all of the above, man. Blockchain technology, man. It's
You
changing the
sound so
world, man.
passionate about it. I love
Man,
it.
I mean, because it's just so done so much for my life, man. You know what I'm saying? Just
Wow.
across the board, man. I got some things I'll discuss, kind of tell you about it. Some hurdles that we had to go past. Our son was in an accident, man. That completely changed our lives. He's a quad now. So it just, we had to make adjustments. It forced us out of our comfort zone, and now we're reaping the benefits of it. Believe it or not. So
I think
yeah,
this
man.
whole community Jin's brought together is beautiful because
Man,
throughout all the struggles we might
phenomenal.
have, it's that positivity that just radiates.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely, man. And that's really what you can ride on. Because I mean, if you look at all the ills and the obstacles and all of that, you're really not living. You know what I'm saying? So
I feel you
it's
on that.
it's 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 living in the spirit of the moment. It's living with vision, and positivity and keeping it moving, man. So
I love it. I love it. I know you and
definitely.
Corey, and I guess Nate, if he comes today, you're gonna have an awesome conversation. I'm excited
Yes,
to learn.
man. Phenomenal one, man. Phenomenal one, man.
Are you funding Corey's brewery with crypto?
Yeah, well, what we're doing is that it's alternative financing, man. It's thinking outside of the box, man. It's getting outside of your comfort zone, man. It's looking at a different system. The system hasn't, bode well, for the little guy very much. You know what I mean? Throughout its history, right? Because it was really
Yeah.
formulated and designed and structured to benefit a few. So, it gives us a chance to be able to control our own assets, man, and open source and be able to control our relationship. So,
Well, I'm excited to learn more for you all's presentation today, but I'll be
absolutely.
behind the scenes, but I want to make sure you all know how to make sure this platform works. It's
Okay.
super, super easy.
Cool.
On the right-hand side, Cordy already found it. There's a chat, and I will be literally hiding in the background, just like
Okay. All right. Sweet.
so.
Sweet.
I'll be
Sweet.
behind the scenes if you need me. So shoot me a message there. That
Okay.
chat is for only the three of us and Nate if he's here too. So
All right.
that'll be available. If anyone has any questions or comments during this, you see that comments button on the top right.
Gotcha.
You'll see it pop up in that thread. Like I tell everybody, if it makes sense to respond, feel free. I mean, if you want to get people chatting in the comments, that's always exciting. But,
Okay.
that's where you'll see any questions or comments. And, also, if you don't get any questions or comments, that doesn't mean it's the end of the world. It just means you answered all their questions,
Copy
and maybe
that.
they'll come and go back later and reach out to you afterwards.
Copy that. Copy that.
Gotcha.
But
Awesome.
besides that, both of your audio sounds amazing. But if for
Great.
whatever reason you have like a truck, drive by your house, or someone decides to cut their grass, just
Yeah.
mute yourself, things like that.
Okay.
But what we're gonna do in about 2 minutes, Jen told me to get you set at 10 a.m.
Okay.
I'm gonna put up this little backdrop just like that,
All right. Awesome,
and then
man.
I'll hit the go live button.
All right.
And after 60 seconds, I'm gonna take it away. And when you see your smiling faces, do your thing.
Awesome,
All right.
man.
And
Awesome,
Cool.
man.
when you're all done, I will simply you just say goodbye and I'll end the stream and you'll be good to go.
Okay. All
Okay,
right.
cool. I
Cool.
know, and we
Cool.
do have an hour, right?
You go as long as you want. I'm just gonna be watching from the background.
Gotcha. So
Awesome.
we want to keep it. We don't want to go necessarily the whole hour because
Yeah.
people attention spans is
Oh,
short.
I agree with you
You know what I
100%.
mean? So what we want to do is that we want to. Well, our job here is just to have a conversation, let people know where we are in the craft beer space, and let them know where the craft beer industry is going in reference to the blockchain technology. You know what I mean? And so we want to give people some verifiable data and peak interest in how we could step outside the box and create more dynamic and robust fundraising campaigns for people by way of the blockchain for people that want to enter into the beer space.
I love it because I haven't heard a conversation on this before. You know, I've heard alternative financing, but not with regard to crypto, blockchain, and things like that. So I know I'm excited.
Oh yeah, man, because it's because now what and we're gonna go into this later on, but now the main thing what people are using the blockchain for now is, especially your beer companies, you have Heineken and InBev, AB InBev, and they're using it for logistic source tracking.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, because now as consumers become more and more savvy, they want to know where the ingredients are coming from.
Well, Corey, don't spoil all the good points. You guys ready to go live?
Man,
yeah, we're ready to go, man.
So it was a pleasure meeting you both. I'm gonna hop out of this stream, but I'll be hiding in the chat if you need me, and I will add Ed in, or Nate in if he is able to make it.
Okay.
But I'm hopping out. I'm popping this backdrop up. When you see your faces in 60 seconds, do your thing and rock and roll.
All right, all right.
So you'll be live in 60 seconds.
Okay, cool. Thank you, Andrew.
Thank you, guys.
Let's go with it.
Hey, I already know. We're gonna just be able to do a Sleepmoney.Live in the building. Right. Man, you want to set it up like we just normally do the show, Corey? See, can you hear me? Corey.
Yo.
You just want to set it up just like we do the podcast?
Yep.
All right. I set it off.
Hmm.
Sleepmoney.Live official. Man, crypto and blockchain technology podcast, man. We here today, man, and it's official, and we on location, man. We with Craft Beer Con, man. And I got my pistol with me. The Soul Brothers in the building, man. Plain and simple, man. You already see how we doing it, man. And today, understand what we're coming on, what's happening today. We are offering alternative financing. We are merging the blockchain with the craft beer community. We're fortunate enough to have Master Brewer on the show daily, right? The Soul Brother in the building. He's gonna tell us how this merger is gonna actually happen. As you well know, with conventional financing, the little guys are oftentimes disenfranchised. Well, the blockchain changes that dynamic. The blockchain levels the playing field. See, what many don't understand is that cryptocurrency within itself is nothing more than an exchange of value between peers. The blockchain creates an atmosphere to where we no longer need to trust a third party. So what does that do? It gives the control of the asset, which is the cryptocurrency and the exchange of value, back to the peer, back to peer-to-peer transactions. So we've got a Master Brewer in the building, the Soul Brother. Man, would you come on and just kind of like tell us a little bit of how it combines and how it connects?
Excellent. Well, but from a beer community, what you all just heard from a good friend of mine, Ed Williams, aka Mr. Sleep Money.
Already.
So what we're doing is that, let me give you a little bit about my friend. He's a 20-year financial planner dealing with estate planning. He's going to go over his accolades in a minute. We just kind of introduced the show because he's also running the Sleepmoney.Live. As you all know or may not know, I am 1/3 owner of Soul Brothers Brewing Company. I'm the front man for Soul Brothers Brewing Company. So you all used to seeing me, but I have 2 more partners that are very vital for our company, and that is Mr. Martin Honore. You know, he's also he is our marketing professional. So he handles all of our merchandise. We have everything in-house, and what we're doing is that we're setting up a complete ecosystem within our own beer infrastructure so we can be self-sustainable in the future. And the blockchain is very important to this whole dynamic. And we also have Mr. Quinn Hart. He's our director of ops, and he's also the head brewer as well. So we're here. We're a three-headed monster, if you will.
Absolutely.
What we
Absolutely.
like to call ourselves in-house, the triad. And I'm lucky to have my childhood friend that introduced me to blockchain technology. So you'll hear
Absolutely.
more from here in a minute, but my whole entire objective today is to merely have a conversation about the blockchain technology so we can pique interest and we have more information for those who may want to know how you can take this technology and move it forward for building capital in the future.
Can I ask you? You know what? Can I make it easier for them? Because I like to be able to break things down to be able to be simple terms.
Mm-hmm.
In a nutshell, how can the blockchain within itself, the design, what it does for peer-to-peer commerce and transactions, how can it benefit and how can it serve as an alternative funding source for craft beer?
Okay, well, all right, well, that's a good question. Well, let's paint the picture of where we are in craft beer first. Okay, where we are in craft beer, we have 10,000 craft breweries in America. It is less than 1%, or right at 1%, of African American owned. The biggest problem that African Americans have is procuring capital. Okay, blockchain technology is a financial disruptor. Majority of the blockchain's function is financial. Okay. Atlanta, again, we just paint pictures here where we are. Atlanta is a blockchain city that's vying to be the blockchain capital of the world, but definitely in the US. The reason why that's so is because Atlanta, Georgia is the global leader in fintech. That is short for an abbreviation for financial technology. Over 70% of all global financial transactions occur in Atlanta, Georgia, from companies that are headquartered here in Atlanta, Georgia. In the industry, in the fintech industry and the financial industry, Atlanta, Georgia is known as Transaction Alley.
Transaction Alley.
So it will behoove us to move over into the blockchain space, being that we are here in Atlanta. Atlanta has the most robust beer community, black or white, but it is definitely the epicenter for quote unquote black beer.
Wow.
Okay, so when you talk about the blockchain technology, most people think that it's basically cryptocurrency, but it's really the technology that allows cryptocurrency to exist. Okay, and what blockchain technology is, it is a irrefutable ledger. Okay, so once everything is logged on there, peer-to-peer transactions, it cannot be broken, and it has an ironclad trust protocol, because our trust protocol by way of the decentralized banking system has been broken, because most of us, the little guys, black and white, have been disenfranchised by the centralized banking system. So now that we have the blockchain technology, which allows for peer-to-peer transactions, we can now create more robust and more dynamic fundraising campaigns as opposed to your traditional campaigns. And we will go off into that later on. And we do have another industry professional from Gold Standard Bank, which we are partners with. We partnered up with Gold Standard Bank, which is the #1 blockchain company in the world. And what they're doing is that they are laying down the banking infrastructure for the entire crypto industry.
Wow.
Cryptocurrency has over 18,000 coins that exist on the marketplace, but it's only one company that is setting up for the banking infrastructure to fill all of the voids in the crypto space, i.e. easy liquidation, total transparency, and having all things crypto located under one roof. So you don't have to go over here to Coinbase, buy your coins over here, and then go over here to a DeFi platform so you can stake your coins, which is save. This is like a savings account, which you can do that. Ed, I can't see you. I don't know what happened.
Now, I believe they just showing the promo. It's the background.
Oh, just on the promo. Okay, cool. Okay, that threw me off.
Yep. Keep it moving. And you know what? Really, I want to stop you because you mentioned GS Partners.
Right.
And I want to make sure that everyone understands what he's saying. GS Partners is the first blockchain-based, fully licensed crypto asset bank. So what we're saying is that returning the control of assets back to the people. The blockchain does that, right? And Gold Standard Bank and Gold Standard Partners actually facilitates that and places all of the control in one place.
Right?
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep, that's exactly what it does. And let's talk about, again, we know that what craft beer is, okay, and moving forward, craft beer. Let me see. I'm gonna try to share my screen here.
All right.
I got an article I wanna pull up so you all can see what's going on. But craft beer is a lot of people are already. You got Heineken that are already over here experiencing with the blockchain by way of source tracking. They're working with barley farmers and malt farmers in order to create a more seamless transaction procurement of raw materials. And Anheuser-Busch is also doing the same thing. Now, through these articles, let me see. The main thing that a lot of these companies, big companies, are focusing on is source tracking. And the reason why that is important because due to, let me see, shortage of labor and manufacturing and weather conditions since 2021, the barley industry has declined by 31%. Okay, and so now that's very vital because now it's going to force people to understand, okay, where am I getting my barley from? Because if the shortage continues to happen, then the industry is going to run the risk of taking shortcuts to compensate for that shortage, i.e., possibly GMO products. Okay, so now we know it's a thing that we have in the crypto industry called know your customer. So knowing our customer, knowing our craft beer customer, we know that craft beer lovers, me alike, a supreme beer geek, we like to take ownership of our favorite breweries. Okay, and so now we want to know where the beer is coming from. And I'm going to pull this up right here. You have the three companies. You have Threes Brewing Company out of New York. You have Downstream, and you have one more that escapes my out of Ireland that escapes my memory right now.
But you said that the blockchain, it gives you it's complete transparency, right? So it'll tell you where your hops are from or where your brewing materials that you need to brew. It'll tell you exactly where it's from, where it was sourced from, where it was grown at, right?
Right. Exactly. That's exactly what it takes. Can y'all see that?
No, I can't. I can't see the screen.
You can't see the screen?
Oh.
Okay, it's showing. Okay, now I gotta hit
the share button.
Can you see it now?
He'll walk you through it, but nope, can't see it.
My share not coming up.
So just describe, just kind of, just describe for us. I see the background.
Okay, no worries. We'll do it. Sorry, y'all.
Describe for us, just kind of like tell us how does a blockchain, how does the transparency of the blockchain help to make you aware of where the source of where your materials come from?
Oh, it does that because everything is on a public ledger. So we went from handwritten files, right, to Excel spreadsheets, and now we're doing blockchain that does the same thing by keeping the ledger.
Absolutely.
I'm sorry.
And to add, being able to source all this information in a QR code.
Exactly.
So you can scan it right there. You
know exactly where your stuff is coming from.
Absolutely.
And it has complete trackability from grain to glass. Okay.
Wow.
And that a lot of people are, and even like I say, Budweiser, Heineken, and other major companies are experimenting with this technology because they know that's how it's moving forward. And anyway, the article from drinkbiz.com, they talked about in order for craft breweries to sustain themselves in the future, they're going to have to adopt this what is called frictionless transaction supply chain. You know what I mean? So now it allows for the craft brewer to be able to by way of pools, because having pools in the crypto community is a standard. Okay, so now you're talking about 50 or 100 craft brewers can get together in a pool of sorts and communicate with the procurer of raw materials, i.e. barley,
Wow.
hops, and now they can adequately compete because it's cost effective for them to work together in the spirit of collaboration, just like the whole industry was built upon. So now they can get these prices at a fair or just as easy as someone that has a bush can. You know what I'm saying? And whereas that's not as easy right now. You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And so another thing though, but they're not talking about how we could use this to enhance our fundraisers. Okay, so let's go back to the know your customer. The customer again takes ownership. And so now if I have a favorite brewery, so let's say Soul Brother, your favorite brewery, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, your favorite brewery.
In the
So now
building.
Soul Brothers is having a fundraiser. Okay. So rather than go through your traditional, and this is not on Kickstarters or crowdfunding or GoFundMe or anything like that. Those are traditional methods of raising capital or investor or bank or SBA loans or things of that nature, right? I say, but what if we had a system in place to where you can help your favorite brewery raise money while you earn exponentially on the donations that you give to the brewery? You see, and that's the power of the blockchain. So for instance, if I go by way of a regular GoFundMe, right, people only going to get a sense of satisfaction by helping me because they believe in what I'm doing.
Right.
And now we're able to extend that satisfaction a little bit further by way of the blockchain. Now you can take, by way of GS Partners, because we do have this platform, you can take your donation and plug into a system with Soul Brothers that allows you to gain assets while we gain assets as well, all in one space. And of course, we know these crypto assets can also be liquidated and turned into fiat money. Okay.
Absolutely.
So now we are now empowering the people that are funding our brewery. This is dynamic. You don't have this. You don't have this in crowdfunding, right? You don't have this in GoFundMe.
Absolutely.
You don't have this kind of opportunity in Kickstarter. You see what I'm saying? And this is the power of the blockchain. So our job here and our main objective here is just to pique interest. And if you want to know more, we can send you over to Sleepmoney.Live. Okay. So you can get all the information that you need so you can learn how to use this to build capital. And you do this by way of plugging into a wealth building system that allows you to take your declining fiat money, place it into a wealth building system in the crypto space by way of the blockchain, earn assets that has the propensity to increase in value over time, whereas your dollar does not.
And you know what? Really, to make that more plain, what he's saying is that we're talking about for $33 a month, you being able to register for free and actually open your own banking back office, your crypto asset banking back office. Now, this back office comes with 6 digital wallets, right? So you've got your Bitcoin wallet, you've got your Ethereum wallet, you also have your Tether wallet. These are standard coins, the top coins, the stable coin in the Tether, Bitcoin being the #1 coin, and Ethereum being the #2 market cap coin, right? And so you have the access, you have the deposit, just like in your regular bank account. You've got an deposit QR code for your BTC wallet, as for your Ethereum wallet and your Tether wallet as well. So we're talking about full control of your assets, being able to acquire assets, being able to send out your QR code for you to be able to accept Bitcoin, Tether, or Ethereum, right?
Right. And also think about this. Remember COVID. Now we're dealing with the threat of uncertainty. Okay. Now many of us have multiple owners. I myself are one of 3. Okay. Now say for instance, and we paint a picture because these are some people's reality. A lot of breweries weren't able to bounce back due to the COVID crisis. Okay, there would be a rash of breweries closing this year because they wasn't able to sustain themselves. Okay, so imagine if you was plugged into a crypto system that pays you in real asset, that gives you an opportunity as an individual to become economically empowered in a group setting. Okay, so now you, your business partner, and their friends and their co-workers are now plugged into the system that allows you to make 20, 30, 40, 50, $100,000 a month. And now your brewery is closing. But since you and your constituents are liquid for this type of residual income coming in, you can withstand any kind of threat or perceived threat that the industry may occur.
Absolutely,
Or incur,
because you're using leverage,
because
right?
you're using
You're
leverage.
using the leverage of educating people on coming into the space, because you have to understand we are in the greatest wealth transfer in the history of the planet. There
Right.
is a transition going on, whether you think you're transitioning or not. There is a transition from centralized banking into the decentralized space. Forbes
Exactly.
magazine said it best. Decentralized financing is building a new financial system. What does that mean?
Right.
That means that your Blockbuster card is not going to work anymore. Do you get it? That means that you're not going to be passing by phone booths anymore, right?
Right.
Right? You're gonna have to adapt to the change. And what we're here to do today is to offer you the opportunity to make that change, right? To plug into a community, right? To plug into a community to where you can earn while you learn. It's
Right.
very important. Please understand that the best way to prepare for any financial downturn, and I know that you see it all around us, the best way to prepare is to increase in knowledge. Just plain and simple.
Absolutely. And we know that this is coming, and we know that this is where the industry is going. Okay, so it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. You have several companies that have blockchain projects by way of NFTs. You have beer money, which is crypto beer money. Soul Brothers. We also have our own coin, which is Soul Bucks. We have these. Okay, these is a physical coin, man. We have a dynamic fundraiser campaign that we'll be introducing to y'all in the future, and it's all going to be handled on the blockchain. That gives, and again, that's going to give the people that donate to Soul Brothers an opportunity to increase their donation exponentially. And see, you never had that before. You see, and that's the power of leverage. That's the power of the blockchain, because now you go beyond the satisfaction of just tasting a beer or just seeing your favorite brewery open. Now you have that sense of ownership, because now you get something back in return while we still grow exponentially as well. And you can't beat this kind of opportunity, because now this is going to help empower the craft beer community, because the craft beer community was built on collaboration and not competition.
Absolutely. You
That's
know
how
what?
that's
Can you explain to them? Because I like to, and I hate to interrupt you, but I just like to
No, that's
keep
cool.
things simple.
Right.
How would they get started?
How to get started is actually, outside of this platform, you reach out to Soul Brothers and express your interest, and we can lead you in the right direction. We'll sit down, and everything starts with the conversation. Okay, we'll sit down, we'll have a conversation, what it is that you want, because we are on now. Let's go back to Robert Kiyosaki. We are on that left side of the quadrant, of the wealth quadrant. You have trading time for dollars as an employee. You have one step up where you still trading time for dollars, where you own your job as a now you're self-employed. These are your barbers, you know, people that own tire shops, you know what I'm saying? Beauticians, anything, you know, self-employed printers, like my good friend Marty, he's a printer. Okay, but anything that the left side of the quadrant is anything that requires your physical effort in order for you to make money. Let's deal with owning a brewery. If I don't go open up my brewery, put grain in the mash tun, get it prepared, boil the brew the beer, package it up, ferment it, ferment it, package it up, or ferment it, put it in kegs, sell it to the public, then I don't eat. Or Soul Brothers doesn't make money. So we need to move over into the right side of the quadrant. My man, what's going on, brother?
Hey, I thought I was supposed to be staying backstage, man. I didn't know I was going to be on camera. I'm like, it's a good thing I wasn't picking my nose or something, man.
Nah, man, that's cool, man. We got Sean, man. We got a good brother. We got a good brother from Black Viking here, man. I mean, man, I can't even believe we got Sean here. Sean, what's up, bro?
Hey, what's going on, Corey?
Hey,
man,
man, fantastic, brother. It is a pleasure meeting this brother, man. And he turning up with the beer and everything.
Now, look, this water right here, but I got some
water.
Black Viking beer.
Okay, got you.
We can put that on camera real quick. Hold on, it's some in the cooler right here.
Who is Black Viking beer? Yeah, introduce Black Viking.
So this is Sean. This is the owner of Black Viking Brewing Company. He's based out of Maryland.
Awesome.
I just met this brother. He's a spark plug like me. You know what I mean? He has a tremendous big personality. He loves beer, and he's doing the same thing we're doing in Maryland.
Wow.
You know, so he's
Wait a minute. In Maryland?
Maryland, yes,
I haven't met you, Black Viking, but shout out to the fam, bro. I'm Ed Williams, man. This is Ed Williams, a good friend of mine. So now we're just talking about the value of blockchain technology and how we could use this technology to move forward, because we're all about really controlling our narrative in the space. And this is the craft beer industry, period, but definitely us specifically as African American brewers. Right, but we're talking about the little guy specifically. This gives us more leverage, and the craft beer industry is powerful because of its collaborative effort or the collaborative energy. You know, we are used to seeing the big boys compete against each other, talk about each other, fight amongst each other, right, out public anyway. But we already know that they're owned by two major companies anyway, which is Vanguard and BlackRock. But that's a whole nother conversation. Right.
Right. Okay.
Right. Absolutely.
All right, so we're going to keep that.
You know
simple
what?
Here.
Can Black Viking kind of tell us, with being a craft brewery owner, can you kind of tell us some of the challenges that you are faced with when it comes down to funding?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so, you know, thank y'all for bringing me on to this show. And I know you guys are providing very valuable information. And I've never had the pleasure of meeting you, but I've seen and watched and admired Corey from afar for a long time now. When I got to actually meet him in person last night, it was just, the synergy was crazy. You know what I'm saying? It was all love. And it's a very brilliant brother and someone who is really putting in the work for the culture. You know what I'm saying? And that authenticity that John, we was hyped last night off beer and off culture. You know what I'm saying? That intersection was like explosive. You know what I mean? And so just real quick, because I actually got to jump into this work session here in just a minute. We here at Atlantucky, which is a dope spot owned by the Nappy Roots, killing the game out here. But for us, we're like, there's 75 Black-owned beer brands in the country. The majority of us are beer brands, right? We're not physical brick and mortar locations. And so a lot of that does come down to financing, because opening up a physical location is a very capital intensive project, right? And so in the DMV, which is DC, Maryland, and Virginia, we have one nano brewery, which is Patuxent Brewing Company. Shout out to Gene and Davey and all the good folks over there. And they're great, you know, and they've had to go through a tremendous amount of hurdles to get to that point. You know what I mean? But it's like the DMV, we have a lot of Black people there and a lot of Black people who have money as well. But we have one nano brewery in between those two states, Maryland and Virginia, in the District of Columbia, right? And so it is kind of a pandemic in black craft beer, if I'm being honest, as far as being able to get access to those funds. And so we actually have and sorry if I'm rambling right now, but I'm trying to be quick.
You're good. You solid gold.
But so we have the benefit of, I work in education. So, you know, most people go in education, you're not doing it for the money, but I have some investors and some friends who have done very well for themselves. And so we actually can put our hands on a good amount of money, but we just want to make sure we're making the right moves as far as when we do open up a brick and mortar location, we're not stretching ourselves too thin, because like Corey was saying, you got the big boys, they working behind the scenes, they're collaborating and they're pooling resources a lot of times because they say we all going to eat, right? And they're dealing with millions and sometimes billions of dollars. So I'm like, if we got to scrape together 500,000 just to be able to kind of make it, that's not the position I want to be in.
Absolutely.
And so my whole vision is, out of the 75 black-owned breweries, none of them have national distribution, and we want to be the first. And so we had to create a beer that we call it the world's most drinkable beer. It's our Zinger beer flagship, brewed with ginger and honey. And that beer does well everywhere. It pairs with a lot of things. It pairs with, if you get married, if you're getting divorced, if you're having a baby, if you graduate college, right? And so our whole thing was not to go deep. I mean, not to go wide, but to go deep. And to say, we're going to take this one flagship beer and then build a lot of story around it. And then we're going to take that everywhere. And within 6.5 months, we're already the most widely distributed black-owned beer in the DMV.
Wow.
Right?
Strong.
And shout out to all my other black beer owners in the DMV, because it's all love. There's no competition. Right. But that's just our business approach. And so far, it's been working. And so, you know, I wanted to come down here to just vibe out, because Atlanta is the black beer mecca. Like I told Corey and Jen and all the folks last night, it's the black beer mecca by far. Don't at me, don't try to question me, because what I saw last night, as far as the number of people and the love and the beer knowledge in one space, we trying to replicate that. You hear me?
Absolutely.
So,
and that's what's important. You know what I mean? And also, let's talk about how it can increase sales, because the main reason that people are using the blockchain in the beer space right now is source tracking and logistics. Okay. But also we got to move over off into the sales and marketing side. And that's moving forward. Once they figure things out, you're talking about point of sales. Now you're talking about brewers being able to adopt a POS system to where they can accept Bitcoin, Ethereum,
right,
and now the G999, right? Because now we can go.
Hey, excuse me, fellas, my fault. I got to head out.
Okay, man. Well,
y'all keep doing your thing. Corey, I'll see you a little bit later, brother.
We'll see you later, brother. And you mentioned energy, and you mentioned working together. There is no power in disconnection, man. Shout out to the family, man. Hey, thank you for coming in, fam. We didn't even know you
thanks for having me.
This just came in, and you just was right on step.
I mean, right on time too,
I
bro.
appreciate it, man.
Nice to meet
appreciate
you,
y'all brothers.
We'll get
man. I'll see you in a minute, dude. I'll see you later about an hour. So I see Jen back there. Hey, Jen.
hey, Jen, Corey said, what's up?
Jen,
hey, Jen. Thank you, Jen.
What's up?
Hey. All right, Corey, I'll see you in about an hour, bro.
Okay, that's a bet, bro. I'll see you, man.
Nice to meet you,
Sean.
Take care, bro.
Hey, nice to meet you too, Ed.
All right, bro.
And so here's where we are with this, man. You know what I mean? So again, this right here is just to show the value of the blockchain, because we are moving over into this space. And now you have an opportunity to have a POS system to where that you can actually own the POS system, and you don't have to worry about paying those charges from your merchant companies. Now those charges can come back to you in the form of cryptocurrency or fiat, depending on what it is that you want to do. But you take it in cryptocurrency, now you're getting paid in an appreciating asset.
Wow.
So let's say, for instance, that you're doing $3,000 or $4,000 a week in Bitcoin. Right now, we know that Bitcoin goes up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. It has volatility, but it's going up and down, but it's mostly trending up. You see what I'm saying? In an up and down fashion. That's what it does. And so now it gives you an opportunity, but your dollar only goes one way.
Absolutely.
And that's down.
That's right.
Okay, so now you can increase sales. Now let's take the opportunity of breweries moving over into the Web3 space, which would be the metaverse, which by the way, Gold Standard Bank has its own metaverse as well. Now you can go over into the metaverse and park yourself next to someone like a Snoop Dogg or community, or next to a high profile community, and put your brewery there in the metaverse, which will increase sales there. You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And so this is all these are all new things, but the hurdle and the pros, let's deal with the pros and cons of the blockchain. The pros is that it is unlimited potential, because now we have a digital world full of space. Okay, see, the digital world don't run out of land. You know, it's only but so much building land in the real world, right? Okay, but now let's deal with the cons. The cons are the educational component, because people are unfamiliar with that. So there is a learning curve that people have to get over in order to understand the value of the blockchain. So our job here is to continuously provide education and make it make sense to anyone that wants to move over here into this space. Because again, we have to move from that left side of the wealth quadrant as brewers, because most of us come into this game thinking that we're going to cash out like Ballast Point. Ballast Point was able to sell off its brewery, which is the largest merger to date in the beer community, for $1 billion, and that was done by Constellation Enterprises. I think that's the name of the company. They were the same people that own Opus One, they own Corona, I think Modelo as well, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so they took Ballast Point up under their umbrella for $1 billion. Devil's Backbone had an $850 million deal. Okay, Wicked Weed had maybe a $400 or $500 million deal. All these things were being gobbled up by InBev and other big beer companies, right? So a lot of us kind of said that to say that a lot of us come to this space hoping, here you come. Here you come now. A lot of us coming to this space. Hey, y'all, I got to get finished my talk, but give me a second. Mr. Nate Hines, y'all.
We got the admirable in the building.
Here you come.
We got the admirable. Let me introduce the fam, man. Because I gotta make sure that we do this gentleman justice. This is Mr. Nate Hines. Mr. Jackticity himself. So first and foremost, I want to even thank you for gracing us with your presence first and foremost. But he is going to be able to break it down in simple terms. That's why I love Mr. Nate Hines the most, is that he can break things down so that you can understand them in very basic and simple terms.
Absolutely.
A law enforcement officer, career law enforcement officer, a Navy veteran. We're talking about somebody that has ran the gambit when it comes to this industry within itself, right? The networking industry, the industry of educating others and educating your network, right? To use them as leverage, right? To build your own business. Mr. Nate Hines, man, thank you for coming in the building.
Thank you for coming in, Mr. Nate Hines.
And your smile look excellent right out the dentist chair.
He's a proven industry professional too, y'all. So this is the guy that understands the business. He understands what it takes to make. So he's going to give you his perspective on the business. Again, thank you, Nate Hines. Just to give you a recap, we've been letting people know and explaining the value of the blockchain, and you have expertise. So he gives us what we call third-party validation, because I've been telling the beer community since 12/2/2020 about the blockchain, and now the blockchain was a foreign word then, but now it is a household term now. So Mr. Nate Hines, can you please, sir, offer your expertise, and thank you again for coming on this platform.
Look, I'm excited to take the invitation. Can y'all hear me okay?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes,
okay.
Great.
Wow. Yes, I'm excited to take the invitation. I tell you, I'm extremely excited anytime it comes to sharing the information with the community about what we have our hands on. But you guys deserve all the accolades of what's going on, because You know, Mr. Ed Williams, we know for a fact that you are here to just pour into everybody, where your heart is at, your passion. But also, you gentlemen understand that this industry right now is putting people in a position to put their families in a position to never worry about money again. That's what the timing, everything is about timing. It's about opening your mind up to a whole new way of making money. And you guys understand that. But also, I'm appreciative because where your heart is at, and I hope everybody that's on this platform that's listening understand where you guys are coming from with your heart, because the total focus is to educate people about what's going on, but also you guys are doing this thing with a smile. So you having fun while you're doing it. Yeah. So you got to understand where we sit today, ladies and gentlemen. I'm excited to be on this platform because, like they were sharing with you, yes, I've been in this industry for a number of years, but I've never seen it where somebody can educate you about the world of finance and where money is going, where technology is going. And what we really have to do is try to wake people up. I'm so fired up about it because I often relate I heard you speaking about blockchain technology. When you're speaking about blockchain technology, it's where we are today. It's like the internet all over again, just getting started. And this is what I share with people. When the internet first got started, most people were standing around talking about there's no way you're going to be able to send a fax through a phone line. Okay. Today, I'm sitting here in my truck because I jumped out the dentist chair, ran to my truck, flipped it open, hit a hotspot, jumped on here, and guess what? That's technology. That's and see, where today we look at that as a common thing. But we got to understand technology is moving the world. So this is what I want people to understand. Well, when we talk about blockchain technology, the world is moving to blockchain. Everybody, Visa, MasterCard was some of the first people to jump over there to blockchain. And when you start talking about blockchain technology, especially when we're speaking out here to big business owners, even if you got your simple computer at home, why are everybody going to end up shifting to the blockchain? Because the crooks have got very professional. They will hack almost anything. They don't steal. They don't put a gun on you anymore. They tap into your bank account from the back door. They steal from you sideways. So that's why every major business have gone to the blockchain. And we're excited because we're part of a company that has developed its own blockchain. And when I speak of this company, you're talking about GSPARTNERS, okay? Now, with the company we've connected with, the power behind it, because you're talking about multi-billionaires. Everything we're talking about is big business. I'm talking about when we start talking about this perspective where we're going, the average person vision would not be this huge. I'm sharing with you because I've had the pleasure to sit at the table with a billionaire that brings in another billionaire, and these guys having $1 billion conversations, and you talking about a guy from Montgomery, Alabama, sitting at the table with billionaires, you know, and then they start sharing their vision. They start sharing their vision on what's going on. So where we are with this blockchain technology and where we're creating wealth, because what we did was create a membership program where people can register with a membership and start taking advantage of different tools inside our blockchain. One of the most exciting pieces that we've added to this, okay, I'm gonna grab my phone because I just got back from Dubai. I spent almost 10 days in Dubai. But I want you to understand where we partner with a company. Like some people say, I want to do research on what Mr. Ed Williams is talking about, what Mr. Corey Hidness is talking about. I want to share with you one of the partners we partner up with. Because when I share these people with you who we partner with, you're going to understand that they've already done all the research, all right? You can Google BD Swiss, okay? BD Swiss, all right? BD Swiss right now is a top financial broker in the world out of Switzerland, all right? I want you to understand this. This company partnered with us because they looked at the platform that we have, the leadership that we have, and the system that we have can help them expand. When I heard their resume, I simply said to myself, why us? You know, because this company is huge. I'm gonna share with you how huge they are. All right. They have 2.5 million active members right now. Okay. They have 5 amazing financial products. I won't go into those products because they're gonna lay those out to us, where people gonna be able to access them through us. If you're talking about changing your finances, this company is changing people's finances, where people are putting their finances in with this company, but they're gonna end up having to do it through us. But when they put their finances in, you talking about making your money work and grow through these systems that they have, unlike anything you ever see in the US. See, we've all heard about Swiss bank accounts and things of that nature. That's where the game is about to be replayed again of GS Partners. Now I'm gonna share something else with you about this company, why it's so amazing. Their growth rate, they're growing at a rate of 10 to 20% per month, okay? They're doing over 100 and, no, my bad, let me scratch that, $1 trillion in annual revenue. They're already $1 trillion. They dealing with trillions of dollars. They're taking, and then their whole focus with them is because they're in that financial world. They're licensed all over the world. So when you pull them up, you're going to see everywhere they're licensed. They're not big in the US. And what they're going to do with us is have us be a platform to help grow in the US, but also educate people over here in the US, because in the US, we got so many rules, and the bottom line in the US is designed to keep a lot of people up under where they can't make a certain amount of money. These guys are not playing, man. And I'm sharing this with everybody. I'm so fired up and excited about it. And if you want to know how serious they are in the financial world, they are actually audited every 90 days. So you got to understand, we are dealing with some major players. When somebody, when their credibility, they are very direct. I mean, the gentleman, Alex, the CEO of this $1 trillion business, he was so direct on the stage. You know, he said, we will not F your customers over, your clients over. That was so direct to me, because most people, when you walk into a financial place, a lot of times they'll dance around that subject, because everybody want to make money, but people can lose money. But what they're sharing with people, how they are growing and educating people on wealth, and that's why they partner with GS Partners. This is just one tool we have, I'm talking about, that's coming on board. This is just one. I had the pleasure to sit there and watch all these other billionaire companies and billionaires talk about all they want to do is be a part of our founder, our chairman of the board, Mr. Joseph Haidt, billionaire himself. This man is so humble, came from humble beginnings, became a self-made billionaire, and showing us how to be financially free. And he shared with us, he wanted to be the first person, because he actually at one time had no interest in building a home-based business, this business model. But he saw a way that he can impact the lives of so many people versus doing it the traditional way. Now, he says his goal is to create billionaires within this company, millionaires and billionaires within this company. So with them teaming up with people like BD Swiss and some of the other billion-dollar companies, man, the sky's the limit. So I want you to understand, you want to make sure you plug into these two gentlemen here, Mr. Ed Williams, Mr. Corey Hinton, and they're going to have a platform for you guys to plug back into, so that you can get all the tools you need to be a part of what's going on. Because this is going to be massive. And I'm sharing this with you, that you have never seen nothing of this magnitude. And I'm going to share this with people. If you want to, you are welcome to be skeptical if you want to. And this is what I share with people. Traditionally, people want to get out here and say they skeptical. One thing I've already learned in life, especially when I've learned to get a chance to sit around billionaires, most skeptical people don't make a lot of money in the first place. So that's why you have the successful people out there, the true successful people that jump on stuff and make things happen. So I just have to go in, because this is not nothing to play with. You're talking about one of the first times in history a little guy got a shot at doing something incredible. I'm not talking about a few dollars here, guys. I'm talking about 7-figure, 8-figure earner opportunity. That's what I'm talking about.
Absolutely.
That's why we cannot play games. That's why, when I share with people, that don't get it, we want the people that do get it. It's not a political issue. It's a community issue. The community got to understand we can reap out and holler at politicians and all this stuff and try to get help in our community to build wealth and things like that. Nobody's sending a life raft. Your life raft is already here. It's already here. So your life raft is here with GS Partners. You got Mr. Ed Williams, Mr. Corey Hinton. These guys have set up a platform to impact and change lives. And I want you to understand, we're currently doing a business in 160 countries. Who do you know? Where do you know people are at in their life? And whose life do you want to impact? Whose life do you want to change? This is bigger than anything we ever could imagine, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm just excited to be a part of it. I'm excited that you gentlemen, thought enough for me to invite me to this platform. With me jumping out the dentist chair, running it here to jump in my vehicle, started up to cool it down some, and just go for it and just speak from my heart. I'm not using your slides. I'm just sharing with you guys what's really going on, because it does not get better than where we sit today with our timing. You got to understand timing. Timing is everything. You got a window of opportunity to achieve greatness. That window, and then when we speak about the world of blockchain, you speak about cryptocurrency, and people are talking about crypto going up, going down, volatility. That's what I want you to understand. I share this with people all the time. Don't listen to the media. Crypto gonna dip down, but the billionaires are getting in this crypto space. BD Swiss is a part of this crypto space. This thing is gonna be massive. So if you sit around and people hollering all this craziness about what's going on, Bitcoin going down, Bitcoin going down. Now Bitcoin gonna go down, but Bitcoin gonna shoot right back up. Crypto's gonna shoot right back up. The whole world is on this blockchain and cryptocurrency space. We can't stop it. Just like the internet, we can't stop it. We can either ride the wave or we can be a witness to what happened. Absolutely. So do you want to be a witness or do you want to ride the wave and put yourself and your family in a position to never worry about money again? Don't be skeptical. Don't be a suspect. Be a part of something huge that's revolutionary and that we can all be proud of and say, hey, I'm glad I did, versus saying I wish I had. So gentlemen, thank you for having me on this platform.
I do got a question for you though, Nate.
Yes, sir.
I do got a question for you. Can you, real quick, because I know you got to go. You got time, but the question is, can you? Because in being in the beer community and owning the brewery, that puts me on the left side of the wealth quadrant. Can you tell the audience the importance of moving from that left side of the wealth quadrant that Robert Kiyosaki talked about and moving over to the right side?
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. You struck a nerve.
I knew it. That's why I said it.
Well, this I'm gonna share something with you. My trip to Dubai was a real wake-up call because we've all been programmed. I want you to think about it. We've all been programmed, recorded, and it's almost like a subliminal message to be on that left side where you got to be an employee. You got to go to school. You got to get a good education so you can get a good job with some benefits. Everybody goes through that subliminal message where that's where you got to go. And then, or if you're tired of working for somebody, you got to go ahead and start your own business. I just got in my dentist's office. I tell you, this guy looks like a bee jumping from one hive to the next, man, trying to jump in your mouth, jump somebody else's mouth, But seriously, you can only make so much money there. And the thing about it is this: you want to be on that left side of the quadrant, on the right side of the quadrant, where you create business systems, where you got to learn, you got to shift that mindset, because employees and self-employed people, they make up 95% of the people in the world. However, they only control 5% of the wealth in the world. And on that B side, the business side and investor side, these are 5% of the people in the world, but they control 95% of the wealth. See, and I want to add, this is my magic question. How did so many people on the left side, the employee and the self-employed, how did so many get so little? And then on that B side, how did so few get so much?
Man.
Because that's what your billionaires, your millionaires, all those people are. They learned to shift their mindset. They had to develop a whole new way of thinking. Everything is about mindset. Everything is about having a vision for your life. Because when we get these subliminal messages where we are taught and we are exposed to certain things in our life, that exposure puts us in a box. See, I want you to think about this. Everybody that works a job, they are based off, okay, I got my degree. So your degree, matter of fact, most people get a degree and they think they made it. You know, because somebody laid out something and say, hey, I got my degree, now I'm a dentist, or I got my PhD, or all this. Look at here, I'm gonna break this down for you. 95% of the people, 95% is 95%. So all that means those people still have not created any type of wealth for themselves and their families. What most people have done is built up so much debt trying to go to school, get, you know, great education. I take nothing from dentists and doctors. We need all of them. But what we're trying to do is educate people how to make that shift to the wealth quadrant, because this is what we have to teach our children. We have to teach our children, instead of, okay, I got me a good job, some benefits, I'm gonna work here and for 40 years and retire with a gold watch and a turkey. That mule been rode already. So we know that system don't work. It's been proven over and over and over again. So, and then when you talk about the B quadrant, when you talk about being in business, learning business systems, and what we've done over here, see, when you go, I'm excited because Dubai messed me up. I gotta honestly tell you,
on, man.
Because those people over there in Dubai, that king had a vision. Because I watched more, and coming out of my hotel room, I've never seen so many Rolls Royces, Lamborghinis, Austin Martins, you know, Ferraris. I mean, you name it. I mean, all these cars outside of my hotel and riding up down the street, and all these guys got the little rags on their head and stuff like this, and they just cooling, you know. And I'm telling you, when you see a whole nother mindset, and everything starts with mindset. I would recommend people develop a mindset to be on the B and the I quadrant. A mindset to say, hey, I know I can only earn so much income on my side by myself. But when I get to business, when I incorporate the efforts of other people and work with a business system, or have people work with people, or have people work for me, that's the business. It's just like when we at work, and a lot of people at work on the job, and guess what? They all upset, they teed off, they angry, they complaining about stuff. And their boss is on the golf course teeing off. He at the Masters. He's sitting at the Masters watching Tiger Woods and all these people having a great time. But the average employee never get a chance to go sit at the Masters. Average employee can't go a lot of places because. And then what most people got to simply do is take a look in their back of their bank account, and they can see. You know, when a financial advisor said, you know, a lot of people think $1 million is enough to retire off of. When inflation starts to hit, he told us right away, you need a minimum of 3 million. So guess what? You had to get back on that horse and start running again. Our whole system is designed to put you in that I quadrant where you have money working while you sleep. That's the importance of that, the left side and the right side. Would you rather do the 40-40 plan, 40 hours a week for 40 years and try to live off 40% of what you can make off of, or be on the right quadrant, that right side, where you got money working for you, and then you draw on dividends off of it, and be in a position where when you think you can spend all your money, it comes right back the next month. It just continues to keep building up. And I'm not talking about no disability check. I'm talking about residual wealth. That's what I'm talking about, guys. You know, I had to put that in there, man, because, you know, sometimes I get a disability check, you know. So,
that's right.
And I've had people tell me that I don't want to lose my $700 a month
Man.
I'm like, are you kidding me, man? We had hotel rooms that would cost $700 a day. You talking about $700 a month? But I want you to understand, it's a bigger place and time right now. This is the time the world is changing, and we can go ahead and change and put our families in a position, never worry about money again. But it all starts up here. It all starts with mindset. It's all about the way we think. It's about business systems. It's about making that money work. It's not about being out here. And I have nothing against the jobs. I tell everybody, hey, use your job as a tool to help get where you want to go.
That's right.
That's it. Because I laugh about this, and I'm gonna wrap up. But I laugh sometimes about the jobs and things of that nature, but they're part of what we do, and I joke about different things, but hey, guys, I'm excited. I'm glad you invited me on the call.
Man.
So
thank you, Mr. Nate Hines, man.
Thank you, Mr.
I
Hines.
appreciate
Appreciate
that,
that, Nick.
man. Thank you.
I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for just giving us your insight. Over 25 years in this business, so you understand what it takes to be successful.
That's right.
And how to maintain a high level of success. So thank you very much for your time, and we'll definitely be seeing you, sir.
Yes, sir. And y'all have a blessed day.
Hey, man.
And keep doing what y'all doing, man. Changing lives, impacting lives, and pouring into people, man.
Yes, sir.
Thank you
This
so
was
much.
awesome.
We appreciate you.
All right.
All right.
Absolutely.
All right. Okay, so now we're going to talk about that. He said business system. See, Anheuser-Busch is not a brewery. Anheuser-Busch is a business system. Okay, they're on the right side of that quadrant. And what we're saying is that brewing beer is a young man's game. We can't brew beer but for so long. There's only so many beers. So at some point, we're going to have to stop. At some point, we're not going to be physically able to brew beer. Okay, and so if we don't move over from that left side of that quadrant, you have employees, self-employed, that's on the left side. You have business systems and investing on the right side. If we don't move over into that right side of that quadrant, then we are in trouble. And that's what the blockchain is all about. The blockchain is all about peer-to-peer transaction, individual empowerment in a group setting. Now imagine if you could plug into a wealth building system as a brewing company. The owners and employee are alike have an opportunity to build assets, an opportunity to have residual passive income in the form of assets, appreciating assets versus your declining fiat dollar. Do you understand the power of this? And so now we can take this, say for instance, I'm part of Leaders of the Brew School, right? Leaders of the Brew School is a conglomerate here in Atlanta, Georgia. And we have over 6 or 7 different breweries in one community, one small group. And we also have beer influencers as well. Now imagine if all of us plug into this system, and now all of us are doing $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 a month. Now we can start to control our narrative in the beer space because we are all individually liquid for so much money in the form of assets. Now we can help other small breweries, black or white, enter into the space so they themselves can become empowered. Do you understand the power of this? Because us building up the brand, selling it off to Anheuser-Busch, that is an old model. Only very few of us are going to be able to do that. Most of us are still going to be on the hamster wheel, chugging away at it. You know what I mean? So now we have an opportunity to take the collaborative energy from which craft beer was built upon, move it over into the blockchain, because the blockchain is all about community and collaborative efforts in order to build wealth individually in a group setting. And you just can't beat that.
Absolutely. And it's too
So any
easy.
closing remarks, man? We about ready. Our hour is up, man. Any closing remarks from Mr. Sleep Money?
Shout out
and
to the
thank
family,
you again,
man.
bro. I gotta thank hold on, guys. Hold on. I gotta thank this guy right here, man. I gotta tell y'all a story. Do y'all know that me and this guy go way back? We go back. I've been knowing this guy since I was 13 years old.
Come on, man.
He was my linebacker. I was defensive end.
That's
right?
right.
The man has been putting me in place since high school. Look at that, yeah. So we'll be on the field, right? And I might be out of position. I just like to cheat. You know what I mean? So he'll come up behind me, move me over there, hey, get in play, get in position, right? And so now, years later, 30, almost 40, 30, 35 years later, right? He come and tell me again, bro, get in position.
Get in position, fam.
You get what I'm saying? Position, and so what better opportunity is to be on the journey of building wealth with one of your childhood friends. Man. And most people that open up these brewing companies are close, they're close friends that own the company together. Some of them are family members that own the company together. Now you have an opportunity to empower the people that you love while you still work in the beer space. So now if something like COVID comes and threatens the sustainability of your brewery, it doesn't matter because each and every one of you are liquid for so much money. And this is happening residually. Absolutely. You see, so you care not what happens because you can sustain that hit and weather it out. So you don't have to worry about your breweries closing.
Absolutely.
You understand the power it is? So shout out to the family. I just had to let y'all know, man, what's going on here, the power of the blockchain and how we can do it and how it can benefit you and how you can create more robust fundraising campaigns that allow the people who donate to you while you raise money, you can help them build money as well. It doesn't get any better than that, man.
It's too easy. And then keep in mind that the main premise, man, is that I hope that you caught it, is that it's about connecting. It's about relationships. It's about building networks, man, just across the board. You have to understand that there is no better financial model, investment model, than building an organization of people that you educate to come out of a system that's disenfranchising them and moving into the system to where they have their own control. Shout out to the family, man. Much love, honor, and respect. I appreciate you having us for the Craft Beer Con 2022. Shout out to the fam, man. Shout out to Jen. Shout out to Andrew. Much love, honor, and respect. Thank you, Mr. Nate Hines, for coming out the Admirable and bringing it in, man. Sleepmoney.Live, family.
Hey, shout out to the Atlanta beer community. I love each and every one of y'all. Shout out to the entire craft beer community globally. We have more people coming up. We have the dynamic duo coming that they're already a part of Craft Beer Con 2. We have T.O. and Benny from Crown and Hops out west. They're also going to be talking about how they're building their capital. We also have Console Brewing that's going to talk about more traditional financing methods. See, all of this stuff works, okay? But we're just saying that our blockchain works a little bit better.
Shout out to the fam, man.
Shout out to the fam, man. Let's go.
Shout out to the family. If you want more information, please DM me or email for an exclusive link and a passcode. As you can see, we're trying to build. We're looking to build. We're looking to connect with quality people. We share quality information with quality people. Plain and simple. That's all we do. All right? So send me a DM me your email for an exclusive link and a passcode. You can also visit us at www.sleepmoney.live. Shout out to the family. Much love, honor, and respect. Sleepmoney.Live. Bruh. Wait, huh? Yeah, bruh. Come on, bruh. Bruh, epic, bruh. Epic, bruh. Epic, bruh. Epic, bruh. Epic, bruh.
That was crazy.
Bruh, epic, bruh.
They high snap.
Epic, bruh. Epic, bruh. Come on, bruh. I mean, and man, we going, man. You know what I mean? You going. Shout out to the fam, man. I mean, I let y'all see it. You know what I mean? Front stage, backstage, TikTok already done, man. But you know what? My Facebook family, man, much love, honor, and respect, man. You see it, man, every day. And guess what? It ain't perfect. We don't, you know, we don't do things perfectly, but get what? We do them, right? So we keep getting better and better and better, man. And understand something. We would not stop. So get ready, man. And I'd love for you really, you know, hit my DM, man. Hit my DM. Come through. See what's going on. Take a look. You make a determination of if it's a fit for you or not, man. We share quality information with quality people, period, point blank. Now, everybody can't roll, man. Everybody can't go, man. We need people to wash cars, and we need people to go to work. We need people to keep the infrastructure going. But for those that's looking for a better way, man, for those that 40 plan is just not enough, bro. You know, come through. Y'all come to death row. Shout out to the family, man. Much love, honor, and respect. Sleepmoney.Live.